So from there, we went to and we went to the tag team title match.
Man.
But see, they played this promo like 5 times.
Yeah. That was a tough thing. There was like a 6-minute promo, video package detailing the feud, and it was like the third time in a row within 30 minutes, no, maybe about 40 minutes, we saw this promo, and I was like, man, they're playing it before every match. It's like sooner or later it's got to be this match,
right?
But it better be this match, and then luckily it was.
And the match we're talking about is Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston versus the AEW Tag Champs, the Young Bucks.
The EVPs is what they should be called. Wow, what is there to say? I mean,
you already knew it was going to be a while.
The Young Bucks always bring it. Like, I mean, for my money, they are the best tag team in the world. They
FTR,
are the best.
In my opinion, FTR.
And that's fine. You can say FTR, but I'm going to say FTW to your FTR because the Bucks are just fucking incredible.
Yeah.
And like they're showmen on the toppest of the toppest. They're showmen on the top level. They're unbelievable. They know how to work a crowd. They know how to get under your skin, or they know how to get you behind them. And they're really just great. They aesthetically, the visuals and all the stuff that they pull out, they're really good. But I really am digging their heel run. They're coming into their own even better than they were when I saw them at in Boston.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, I've always liked them. I've liked them prior to AEW.
Yeah,
but now
me too.
they're just fucking incredible. They're on a tear.
So, like, okay, I'm gonna speak on this heel run just a little bit because, like I have been watching the show consistently, and they were heels for an episode of AEW Dynamite, and then they went back to baby. Like their booking has been very confusing because, like when Kenny turned heel, they still were on the
tweener side.
Yeah, they were on the tweener side, but more so the baby faces. And then like one week, where they super kicked the announcer, they were heels, they were working like heels, and then they went back and forth. So it was just too much ping pong for me. So like now to see them settled into being full-time heels, I'm like, well, it's about time. Like we already had that teaser like months ago. And that kind of spoiled it for me, but that doesn't take away from how talented they are in the ring. And they do a lot of gymnastics, but like I forgot. I think it was you. Well, somebody said that they remind me of the Rockers, but both of them are Shawn Michaels. Was that you?
Yeah, that was me. Yeah.
No disrespect. Marty Jannetty was good, but damn it.
No, they are. That's the best way to describe them.
That sure is.
Both of them are the Rockers. Both of them are Shawn Michaels. You can't pick between the two. They're just fantastic. They know how to work a match. It's funny because they're very indie style of wrestling. So lots of kickouts, lots of flips, lots of super kicks. I mean, they don't shit them. They're not shitting when they say super kick party.
Right.
I mean, we counted whole night was like 35 super kicks within every match.
Oh yeah.
It was crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
But this match, they had about 14 super kicks.
Yeah, like and they were paired with like I love Eddie Kingston, I love Jon Moxley. Both of them, I love them both on the mic.
I love Jon Moxley. I've been a big Jon Moxley fan for a long while. I love his New Japan stuff as Death Rider. I think he is the successor to Stone Cold Steve Austin's style.
Why? Because he gives middle fingers and cusses,
no,
drops
because
F-bombs?
He's just got that attitude and that presence. But is he Stone Cold? Absolutely not. No one's Stone Cold. I mean, but he's the successor to that type of character.
Right.
I haven't seen a character done like that since Austin.
What about Roddy Piper?
Mm-hmm. What do you mean?
Because Roddy Piper kind of had the
he was anti-establishment, sure.
The kind of rugged outlaw, like back in the 80s, and mainly back in the 80s, because he was more of a babyface towards the late 80s and 90s. But he had that style too. I think if Roddy Piper, if this were this millennium or this decade, he would look and talk more like Moxley.
Yeah, probably. But I mean, I just think Moxley is very... Moxley's changed a lot over the... AEW has given him the freedom to be what he wants to be.
Right.
He's having fun, and when you do something that you enjoy, you do it well.
Right.
He was stifled in WWE. Let's just call it what it is.
Yeah, and he'll tell you that.
Yeah, he said that. Towards the end of his run, he was absolutely miserable and horrible because it just wasn't anything like him at all. He wasn't going to come out and make fart jokes and, say the crowd smells and has, like the stuff that, creative shoved down his throat was just garbage. And you're seeing that here. His championship run was fantastic too. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I think it came to an end too soon. I really wish he had a longer run, but you can't have everyone have a year and a half title run. It just doesn't work that way.
Right.
I mean, if you're WWE, you can have, 5 title runs in a year, which we know how we feel on that.
Yeah.
We like long title reigns, especially when you're doing it well. There's something to be said of it being special when there's a long title reign.
Yeah.
If you don't belong with the title, then the fans will let you know right away, and then you sometimes people are meant for a 1-month title reign. It's just the way it is.
Sure enough.
But Jon Moxley, I think he had like a 7-month title reign, something like that.
Around that time.
And I think he could have went longer. I didn't like the way he lost. I wasn't a fan of the way he lost that whatsoever. I was pretty salty about that for a while.
Well, okay, that's fair.
But you can't have everyone take that. Not everyone's going to be Bruno Sammartino and hold the belt for 4 years. It just doesn't happen anymore.
That's right. So, with that being said, were you gearing up to see him and Eddie?
I was, and I said that to you off camera. I was wanting to. Now, as great as the Bucks are doing with those titles, I know they're going to get them back. They're going to have many more runs. I was like, this is a fresh pairing right now.
Right.
They kind of reminded me of the New Age Outlaws, that kind of energy. They're just, they're doing their own thing. And
good, yep.
I was like, okay, give them the fucking belts. Give them the straps and let them run
with it. Good
reference.
reference.
Yeah, let them run with it. And I was disappointed that they didn't. But, how the match ended and how the match played out and how well it was done, I was not disappointed. Because you can make an argument for either case. I wanted to see new champs because I'm a fan of title changes. But I also wanted to, I don't know, the Bucks earned their spot. They cemented it.
That's fair. And, for any new listeners, what we typically do, and yes, we are extremely tangential, but, we try not to give too many spoilers in case you haven't seen it. So, but we talk a lot about, the facts and the barriers around it. And then, we tie into, if there were some botches, if there were some spots.
No.
But, what I will tell you is that I rated this a 3 count. And just like most of the Young Bucks pay-per-view matches, I would reference this and rewatch it over and over and over again.
Yeah,
How did you rate it?
This was a 3 count, solid. It doesn't matter whether it was, a Ritz cracker and I was starved or, whatever. This, any day of the week is a 3 count. It was fantastic. It was longer than it wasn't longer than I expected, but it was long.
Yeah, well, we expect the Young Bucks to go long.
The Young Bucks always go long. It was funny because, we thought this card, for some reason, we forgot a bunch of matches, and we're like, oh, wow. After the Bucks, we're like, oh, there's only 3 matches left. This is going to be a quick card.
Because that's what it felt like.
And it was 6, 7 matches after that.
Exactly. And that's what it felt like. Is, the pay-per-view started off hot. Like I said, the pre-show, we're live crowd. We're here. We're at home feeling it. The opening match was good. Yeah. The Young Bucks go and they go for about almost a half an hour. We're like, man,
yeah, it was something like a half.
I'm like, we got about four more matches of this. Is gonna be great. Turn yeah. And then 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours later, they're like, 5 man,
hours. This was there was some matches where God, can you stop the pain and just let someone win and pin so we could go on to the next and progress, but. Yeah,
that was me. Yeah, because I think at about hour 3.5, that was me all the way. I said, "This is great. I just need this to end so we can get to the next one and get to the next one."
Let's get to the highlight. No, this was fantastic. This was the total 3 count, and I would absolutely watch it again. Big hats off to. I liked the mesh of styles. I liked the outlaw rowdiness of Moxley and Kingston. And Eddie Kingston won. This was the theme tonight. These people who I never liked before all won me over. I told you flat out I was not a fan of Eddie Kingston at all. But in AEW, I have been a fan of him because I love his promo work. Yeah. I think he's good. But tonight he won me over with his ring work. He was fucking flying around the ring like a madman. And really good storytelling, great selling on everything with Eddie Kingston. He's believable. He's very believable.
He is. He is. Like this was a great pairing.
Yeah, it was
You know,
awesome. I want to see it again.
Yeah, I tip my hat to everyone involved in it that they were able to work around each other, in a way that was entertaining. I don't know, like I feel like you know, I mentioned earlier that, you know, I was a prisoner of the moment. Like I still kind of feel like I am. Like I really enjoyed seeing the live audience here and hearing the crowd roar and everything. But as of right now, I'm standing firm on that 3 count, and I would definitely rewatch it again multiple times.
I would say 3 count. Yeah.